Hello, it's me, Alex, the Rambler. Today I'm just going to be doing a bit of an update video mixed in with almost a bit of own self-therapy. So this may or may not be for you, but if you've ever taken a bit of enjoyment from the channel, you might find this interesting, as it's going to go into, I guess, a bit more into the kind of person that I am when I'm not recording for a video. So, of course, any creator, when they make a video on YouTube or any other platform for that matter, it's kind of like a switch is turned on. So, and you become a bit more of a exuberant version of yourself, I would say, because no one, you see me in a hyper edited version. If you come over to this, when I stream on Twitch nowadays, I'm a bit more mellow than I would be on a YouTube video, just because like YouTube videos are highly edited into a form which is meant to be like entertaining and snappy all the time. Whereas this video will probably be a bit more kind of chilled out and relaxed. And so where do I want to start? First of all, probably a massive thank you to everyone that's made this possible for me to be able to do content creation full time for 3 years now. Ooh, that's flown by. I started out just thinking I'd try it for a year and see if it was viable, and I've honestly made a success of it the past few years. I've been creating content in some form on YouTube since about 2011, and content on the internet. Like I used to have a very old like website before YouTube was even around, when I was in school with my friend who now edits for me. So swings and roundabouts, I guess. It's been a bit of a tumultuous 3 years, and I've certainly learned, and probably grown a lot. I'm now kind of I'm in my 30s now. I'm 31 this year. Well, I turned 31 this year, and with it, like, when I first started doing YouTube full time, there was kind of this massive excitement around it. I was growing quickly. Then it kind of settles into a bit of a plateau, and then there's the inevitable bit of a decline. Now, when that little bit of decline happens, that probably wreaked havoc on my mental health. Like the endorphins that you get when a video does really well, it's like, oh, but when you see videos perform less well than they previously had, it's a big thing. And I certainly, not just to do with YouTube, but in all of my life, certainly drank alcohol to cope with stress and to kind of just like nullify emotions, which was a very bad thing to do. I would not recommend that, and especially when I have a bit of an addictive personality anyway, I have to be very careful about allowing my behaviour to act that way. And it's taken me a long time to really stop, and I have now. I can now enjoy a drink just with like a member of my family or with my girlfriend, and not have that kind of need to have a drink to cope with stress, because I think really I've just become a lot less stressed about my job in general. I kind of took a bit of a change a few months ago. A few months ago to really kind of just focus on myself and get more enjoyment from the content that I was creating. And I stopped comparing myself to other channels, which is of a massive detriment to your mental health to compare yourself to your compatriots, I would say, or competition. I don't know. I wouldn't really say I'm in competition with anyone. Every YouTuber's just trying to do their own thing and be as successful as possible. So if I compared my videos to other channels that were getting like 2 times the amount of views that I was getting, I'd be like, well, why aren't I as successful as them? And then you kind of beat yourself up about it, and there's this like kind of constant cycle of self-detriment to yourself. So I've changed that attitude. I now only really look at heck, I don't even really look at my analytics much anymore. Of course I do from time to time, because a huge part of growing on YouTube and maintaining your channel on YouTube is to keep an eye on the analytics, SEO, all of that kind of stuff, and keep up to date with how the algorithms have changed. And some of my, I guess, like, I became very stressed Well, I have done for the past 2 or 3 years, really, since I started doing this full time. There's a lot more pressure for you to perform all the time. But I noticed like a change in the algorithm a little while ago, probably back in March or April, where my reach of my videos were just like, they halved, just like that. There was no real reason why. It was just a change in the algorithm. Poof! There goes all of my reach and engagement on my first like 24, 48 hours of my videos. So thanks, YouTube. And I think it also comes with Hearts of Iron 4 being less of that game that was exploding as it was in 2017. Now, in 2020, I mean, the videos still do perfectly fine, but it's not that kind of like 100,000 views in 12 hours that I was getting. Now it's kind of like, I don't know, 60, 70,000 views in 24 hours, which is still an absolute privilege to get, that many people would want to click on a video that I've made that wants to watch it. Like, I have to think, like, I have a problem with imposter syndrome, that I constantly think of myself as a failure, when in reality I am doing something that probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people want to be able to achieve, that I am currently living every single day. I've also changed my work patterns. Like before, I was probably working 7 days a week, probably like 8 to 10 hours a day. Now I just work kind of when I want. I put a lot less pressure on myself to force myself to pump out content when I know that I don't really want to make it. So hopefully you've seen a difference in the videos at least. And I think that having my close friend edit for me has also really taken a lot of pressure off and really helped. And I've got to see myself, really, I'm not a failure. I'm just looking at my channel now. I've had 123 million channel views since I started the Alex the Rambler channel, which I need to see it as an incredible achievement, because it is. And that's not me trying to like flex and kind of big up my ego. It's just to remind myself when I'm thinking to myself, oh, you're an absolute failure, Alex. You're failing at every aspect of your life. When in reality, I'm not. I'm a success. I've been successful. I've achieved what I wanted to do. Like when I was growing up, I used to want to be an actor. And when I, in my teens, I wanted to own my own business. And now to an extent, I have both. Yeah. So although my, I guess like per video viewership and monthly viewership is a little bit down on what it used to be, I'm still making a perfectly fine living. I've taken on a few more sponsorships that you've probably seen, whether it's been an ad within a video or a dedicated video. I have been taking an increasing amount of sponsorships, but I get to work with companies that I grew up loving. Like I had a sponsored video for a Total War game, and if you'd have told me that when I started my YouTube channel 8 years ago that, you know, Total War would want to sponsor a video on the channel, I would have been like, what? You know, it's those kind of things that I've been doing, and it's making me really, it's really kind of, I don't know, it's just a great thing. Has it focused again when I've already changed the frickin' settings? I turned it off. I turned off the settings for focus. So yeah, you've probably seen a reduction in the amount of videos I've been releasing. It's partly because I'm just putting less pressure on myself and really just waiting until I want to record and release a video. And it's been good the past few months of putting less pressure on myself to release content when I really don't want to. I am streaming a little bit more over on Twitch now, so if you do want to come over, feel free to follow me on Twitch. It's a lot more relaxed. I do still have ragey moments. But overall, it's just a place where I get to hang out with all of you that want to watch. I've had incredible support on Patreon as well. Like the amount of people, I think over 100. I've still got over 100 Patreons, which is very humbling that many people would want to donate every month to keep the content coming on the channel. Like I've spent a lot of my life kicking myself up and criticizing myself at every occasion, and not really having the confidence to see beyond that. and now I definitely do. Like as I mentioned it at the start of the video, I have a very addictive personality. So I've had alcohol hasn't been the only thing. Like I started gambling at casinos a lot, so I just don't go to casinos now. You know, it's changing my behaviours in a positive manner. I have been having a couple of like things in my health that have been a bit off, so that's another reason why content hasn't been as regular as usual, because it's just haven't had the energy really. But getting through that, yeah, I'd say that this is more of like an end of an era for me on a personal level and for the channel. It's an end of an era in terms of me not forcing out content, me changing the focus away from just Hearts of Iron into more of a general history channel, which is kind of what I really want to do. That's not to say I hate Hearts of Iron 4. I know a lot of people seem to think I do. I don't hate the game at all. But if you from a creative standpoint have made the same video 500 times, it loses its enjoyment. You lose enjoyment for creating that content. So I'm not just going to upload Hearts of Iron 4. If you're just here for Hearts of Iron 4, I would encourage you to check out the other videos because you might enjoy them. I hope that a lot of you are here because you enjoy this. You enjoy me as a content creator rather than just a specific game that I'm uploading content on. That's the real what I'm going for more now. More personality to the videos. That's why I started kind of adding in the webcam, which surprisingly angered a lot of people. And the amount of criticism I get about my appearance all the time is kind of like, do you not have anything better to do with your life than become an angry internet keyboard warrior? I know a lot of it is probably projection. Like people are probably a bit jealous of what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, I guess. And people project their own unhappiness onto other people because it makes them feel better, which won't actually achieve anything in the long run. You really need to take a hard look at the reasons why you're unhappy and take steps to fix those if you can. Just saying, like I've also been that idiot teenager, or like I was still a bit of an idiot in my 20s. I think I've done a lot of growing the past like 2 years to be a lot better of a person than I used to be. But life is a journey, and you're going to continue changing and growing all your life. I don't want to be that kind of jaded old person that can't change, you know. Anyway, I'm digressing a bit. Overall, to sum up, the old Alex the Rambler channel is kind of moving on. This new one is going to take a while. Me getting a work permit for Canada is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Hence why I've been in this attic for months and my equipment hasn't changed. I'm kind of waiting until I get my work permit for Canada before I invest in tons of new equipment. So there will be an increase in quality in terms of camera, audio, production at some point in the future. But for now, the changes that I've made the past few months are really just focusing on the enjoyment of creation of the content. And honestly, overall, I'm having a great time on YouTube now, compared to probably like a year and a half ago. I definitely wasn't. So it's taken me a long time to really kind of work out the best path for myself. And as long as I can entertain people, I'm happy. The fact that hundreds of thousands of unique people come to watch the channel every month, and you know, a lot of you watch multiple videos every month, is incredibly humbling, and I am very grateful that I can do this full time to entertain you. So hopefully you're entertained. If not, why are you watching? And it's the end of an era for a previous version of me. I think I'm becoming a better version of me through the help of recognizing my own behaviors, getting on a bit of anxiety medication, getting on some cognitive behavior therapy and some counseling. It's been a year of growth, I would say, and obviously not perfect, still got a way to go. Thank you for watching this. For me, this video is more about like therapy and therapeutic. It's a bit of a therapeutic one, just talking about it and recognizing the importance of your mental health, especially in this, whatever this year has been. So take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for watching for however long it's been, whether it's been a day, a week, months. Some of you have been watching for years. So thank you, and I hope I'm still creating content for years to come. Cheers.